What's up, everybody? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with a vintage Kenner market update. We're going to take a look at some recent sales prices here in a second. But the main reason for this video is a thank you to you guys, everyone who watches my channel. I never thought that I would get to 3,000 subscribers, quite honestly, and I just passed that here a couple days ago. So I want to say thank you to a number of folks that are out there. The Blacked Out Ewoks, he really got me on YouTube. Boss Bounty, Only One Kenobi, Jules Burt, those are close friends of mine that have helped grow the channel. Chris W., who runs Rogue 5 Toys on Facebook, he's a very close friend of mine as well. And a number of his kind of members have subscribed here recently to get me over the 3,000 subscriber hump. And as part of that, I want to say thanks by giving away this. This is a Lili Ledy Dark Stripes Logray, graded 75 plus by CAS. If you follow me on Instagram or you follow me in the Rogue 5 Vintage Toys Facebook group, you knew that this giveaway was coming. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, just like usual. Make sure you are a subscriber and like the video and comment below in this video, and you are automatically entered to win this Logray. My last giveaway, I also did do the drawing for that. Eduardo P., he was the winner of the freeze frame action slide Hoth Rebel Commander Power of the Force 2 figure that was donated to the channel by Spiros. So thank you so much for that. And Eduardo, I'll get yours out in the mail this week. But I just want to say thanks to everybody that has allowed the channel to grow to what it is. And I don't know why it's so big, but I really appreciate everyone watching. I think that's enough kind of sentimental stuff. I know you guys are here for the giveaway and here to see some price data. So let's go ahead and dig right into it. This is an awesome item. I cannot believe that this sold at auction on eBay. This is the kind of thing that you see on Hakes. I mean, it's a very, very rare 1979 Kenner store display. This is like the Bell display. Collect all 21. I mean, what an awesome item. And it was graded 85 by AFA. Archival case. I mean, you never see this kind of thing come up at auction, and you might see it for sale at like double this price, but this thing sold for $4,555, and I can guarantee you that whoever got this got a fantastic deal. This was a really, really good deal. I think that this is probably worth closer to $7,000 to $8,000 minimum, and to pick that up for $4,555, I thought that was a great deal. This is a store display, so this was hung in stores for at point of purchase display type of thing back in the late 70s. So to pick one of these up in a high grade like it is, just a fantastic deal. Congratulations to whoever got that. Here was another early figure. This was a 20 back AFA 70 grade free Boba Fett offer, Princess Leia, clear blister. Here was the grading on that one. The card got a 70 blister, 70 figure 80. But you can see some damage there to the card back and why it got the 70 that it did. But wow, what a really nice Leia. This sold. This was a buy it now situation, not an auction, but that sold for $1,200 with free shipping. That's probably about right, quite honestly. For higher grade Leias, 20 back Leias, you're talking like $1,600 to $1,800 minimum. So I think for an AFA 70, that was a pretty fair price. Here's one that just closed today, January 24th. This was a CAS 75 grade blue snaggletooth with the dent in the boot. Blue Sears exclusive. It looked really nice, and you can see it's got some discoloration to the torso there, and probably the main driver for why it got the 75 grade. You can see the kind of greenish tint to the torso. It's just a common defect, but the rest of the figure was actually in pretty nice shape. Very, very light paint wear to the silver boots. The belt buckle looked pretty flawless, but that the reason that really got the 75 grade was because of the torso discoloration. But I think that score was fair. This is the more common toe dent version. You can see the dent on the right-hand boot there on his foot. So this is the more common toe dent version. That one sold for $633 on 27 bids plus $5 shipping. That's a very fair price, I think, for what it was, given that we've seen some 80 pluses, 85s, sell for anywhere from $1,300 to $1,800. $633 for a toe dent CAS 75, I think was right on the money in terms of market value. If not low, really. Here was a brown snake Yoda. Got a couple of Yoda items. I wanted to put them together. So first of all, we got a loose graded brown snake Yoda. And as we saw in the last market update, I mean, there was an 85 plus, I believe, Yoda that sold for $800 plus. So just crazy numbers, crazy numbers. But this was a CAS 80, or excuse me, AFA 80, AFA 80 grade. Again, the brown snake, dark green skin. That one sold for $300. I mean, that used to be what you'd be able to get an AFA 85 for, but now that's more like an 80 grade. So, that's kind of in line with market, I think. The other Yoda item I wanted to point out was this Dagobah action playset. This was a sealed AFA 75 grade, and we just saw on the Hakes auction results that an ungraded sealed, I think it was a regular, I can't remember now if it was a regular or a Canadian version, but I think it was the regular mint and sealed box ungraded that sold for over $900. This one sold for $638, and it was graded AFA 75. This one is also the rare one that has the Luke kind of backpack decal that's on the front there with a $1 rebate sticker. That's the more rare Dagobah action playset box versus the one that does not have that sticker. But $638 was a great price, I think, for an AFA 75. This seller had a number of beautiful Return of the Jedi figures that I wanted to go through. This is one I've got in my collection. This was a Return of the Jedi Palatoy 45 back. Ungraded, but very high grade. This is one of the more common Palatoy figures out there. Very easy to find. I think I actually paid around $200 for mine, and it ended up grading 85 at CAS, straight 85s. This one sold for $256, and it looks like it would grade an 85 as well. So I think that was a very fair price, given that I bought mine 3 or 4 or 5 years ago now, at least. So to pick that up for $256, I thought it was pretty fair in the current market environment. This same seller had this one. I was drooling at the mouth. I was drooling. I wanted to buy this so bad, but this was a clear blister 48 back free Neonum offer. Return of the Jedi card back. This was really nice. R5D4. Overall 75. It was graded 75, 85, 85. I probably should have bid on this, but you can't have them all. I've come to expect. It only took about 15 years of collecting before I realized that I can't have them all. It's mind-blowing, right? You can't have all of them. So this was an example of one I wanted to bid on, but I didn't do it. This one sold for $590 plus another $13 shipping. I think that's pretty fair for a clear blister transition card. I mean, the 48 back Return of the Jedi card backs with the free Neonum offers, those were transition figures. Only Empire Strikes Back or earlier Star Wars figures came on this card back. So none of the Return of the Jedi figures did. So this is considered one that's pretty desirable. This card back's pretty desirable. The only one I've got for this is the Bosk, but this is one I really wanted to get. Maybe another one will pop up here later this year. But my goals really for this year are Empire Strikes Back, R5D4, and a Return of the Jedi clear blister R5D4. Those are really my only remaining two big wants for this year. I picked up a Bosk, as you guys saw on Instagram and in the Facebook groups. I picked up a Bosk 41 back, and then a Lando 41 back ESBs. Beautiful condition from Chris W. over at Rogue 5. So those are my two of my biggest wants for this year, and I knocked them out, and it's into January. So there's not really much more I need, honestly, or want. But an ESB R5D4 is definitely on that list. So we'll see what happens. But I thought that price was pretty fair. for that. Here was another one that was best offer accepted. It was listed for $687 plus $46 shipping, though. This was located in Norway. But it was a gorgeous yellow blister 65 back A Leia with the brown molded torso. There's also a brown painted torso. I don't know which one's more common. I think the molded is more common, but I could be incorrect on that. This was graded 80, 90, 80 for the subscores. And beautiful 65 back, but very light yellowing. $687 best offer accepted for that one. This is one that just closed yesterday at auction. This was a CAS 75 grade with blister support Boba Fett. Unpunched. Really nice. Really nice. Made in Taiwan, 75... 75, 80 were the subscores, 65 back A, but man, what a gorgeous, gorgeous item. So a little bit of bowing to the card back, which really drove the score down. You can see there the bowing. That was probably one of the main detractors from the score. It also got a 75 for the blister score. You can see some dimpling there on the on the blister there, you can see the black version 5 Taiwan blaster along with that Taiwan Boba Fett. So this is another one that we talked about that even loose graded, these Taiwan Boba Fetts are going for insane money now. We talked about that in the Boba Fett tax video recently. That loose graded, I mean, you're talking almost $2,000 now for a loose graded, very, very high grade 90 plus Taiwan Fett can fetch anywhere from $1,600 to $2,000 now. It's just crazy money. Anyway, this one sold for $2,600. It's got to be fair. I mean, it's got to be fair based on those loose graded figure scores that we saw. That same seller with the ungraded, he had this unpunched Star Destroyer Commander, yellowed blister. It's got the same common defect that you see with a lot of these Return of the Jedi Star Destroyer Commanders. So make sure that when you're buying these Star Destroyer Commanders on the Return of the Jedi card back, especially, for some reason the helmets crystallize. They get that crystallized kind of mold that grows on those helmets, and it kind of gives it kind of a white look to it, kind of a white frosted look to that helmet. That's actually mold. Now I've heard that if you put these under like a UV lamp, that it'll kill that mold and it doesn't come back. I've talked to other people that have said it has come back for them. So you guys can comment below when you comment to enter to win that Logray. Let me know what your success has been on keeping that mold from coming back if you put it under a UV lamp. But that's what I've heard. And you can see on the leg there too, on the leg right here, it's got a lot of frosting going on. That's just mold that grows on the figure. So it's just unfortunate, but it happens, especially with that Star Destroyer Commander. Anyway, that sold for $255 plus another $13 shipping. This one was beautiful. The same seller had a snaggletooth on a Return of the Jedi 77 back. Now, these Return of the Jedi 77 back snaggletooth, any of the Cantina creatures, and I'll show you another one in a second that is a made in Spain, but this was not a made in Spain. This was a figure made in Hong Kong. You can see that on the sticker there. But there are 77 backs with this snaggletooth that are made in Spain. But this was just the Hong Kong version. That sold for $311 plus shipping. Clear blister, really nice example. Now, this was the same seller. He had this 77 back A Greedo. It does say made in Spain on the AFA label. So again, any of the Cantina creatures, you can find them in the Made in Spain card back. So you can see right here where it says Made in Spain. Very similar to how some of the U.S. Kenner cards made in Mexico, they'll have Made in Mexico down here at the bottom. So anyway, that was a Spanish figure, PvP Factory. That sold for $450, AFA 80 grade. Now it's time to cover a few Tri-Logos that sold, really nice Tri-Logos. This was a Tri-Logo Luke X-Wing, very high quality. $646 was the sales price. This is probably like a 75 grade, 75 plus grade. Light edge wear and one ding on the blister, but that's a really nice one. And one of the tougher to find Tri-Logos is that Luke X-Wing. Really nice example there. Here's the last 17 Clipper Tri-Logo A-Wing pilot. It looked to be in very, very high grade condition, unpunched. Just, a couple of minor dings there on the blister. Where is it? It's towards the top of the blister. It had a very light ding right here up top. You can see right there a light ding. But these etches on the sides are factory done. Those are factory etches, but it didn't have that kind of ding there in the upper right hand corner of the blister. But that one sold for $715 plus shipping. This one had the Clipper catalog on the back of the card back there. But that was a really nice example of a Tri-Logo last 17 A-Wing pilot. We've got another A-Wing pilot that I'm going to show you here in a little while. That was mind-blowing on the Droids card back. This was a Tri-Logo R2-D2 Centroscope. I had this one on my watch list, and it was really nice. UKG 80 grade, 290 subscores. The blister and the figure both got 90, so it's about as mint as you get for the blister on this Tri-Logo. Overall 80 score. That one sold for $841 US or 621 pounds. Plus shipping. Shipping for us over in the U.S. would have been another $76. So kind of prohibitive given the global shipping program charges that we've talked about in past videos. The B-Wing pilot's another figure that continues to kind of creep up. This was a CAS 85 grade Power of the Force 2 92 back. Power of the Force 92 back, not Power of the Force 2. But that one sold for $350 plus $15 shipping. Yellow blister, which is common for these Power of the Force 2 figures. This one really shocked me. This was an AFA 85, but very heavily yellowed. Look how heavily yellowed that was for the Amanaman. I mean, you can barely see that figure. Look how dark that is. It's almost red with how dark it is. But anyway, AFA 85, and it sold for $1,195. So despite that heavy yellowing, it still sold for big money, $1,195, which is crazy money. But Amanaman continues to go up in price. And here is the other A-Wing pilot I wanted to show you. This price was mind-blowing, but it was very high grade. This is the Star Wars Droids cardback with the A-Wing pilot. Very expensive one. You know, tough to find this one in high grade. And it also had fairly light yellowing. I mean, you could see that it had yellowing, but oftentimes you see this one, it's so dark, like that Amanaman I just showed you. But this was graded 80 plus, 80, 85, 85. So very high grade. It was at auction, and it sold for $1,855. Big number there for the Droids A-Wing pilot, and one of the more desirable ones, other than the probably, you know, like Sice From or Tig From, obviously the Boba Fett, and obviously Vlix, which is very rare. You know, the next tier down would be this one. I put this one kind of in line with Sice From or Tig. Tig From is even less expensive, I think, than the A-Wing pilot. But the A-Wing pilot is kind of like Sice From level in terms of price for you know, really high grade Droids figures. Here's another interesting one. This was sold by Brian's Toys. AFA 75 Montgomery Ward Catalog Return of the Jedi 3-pack. That comes with the General Maydeen, Akbar, and Leia Bausch. But very nice one there. It looked like the Maydeen was the green-haired version. It's hard to tell there, but looks like the green-haired version of Maydeen. That one sold for $718 at auction. But it included kind of the box there. The box was pretty heavily worn, and probably the main reason for the lower grade. They all got 75s, which seems strange to me, but that's what they scored it. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like a 75 level figure or wrapper score, but I could understand the box getting a 75. But it is what it is, and that sold again for $718 on free shipping. This last 17, EV99, we just saw him in the Book of Boba Fett. That was AFA 85. That sold for $510. $510 for a loose graded EV99. So that's kind of in line with market. I mean, they've all been kind of in that price point, to be honest with you. Now, to finish off the video, I wanted to show this one. This was a really cool one that you don't see come up often. This was a Mexican bootleg squid head. Now, I received one of these from a subscriber as a gift, which was insanely generous of those guys down there to send this to me. But this was a squid head bootleg made in Mexico. These are semi-articulated. The figure's white. Here's a good close-up of it. But what's cool about this one is that it includes a bootleg weapon and belt. The cape is very kind of brittle. It almost feels like a trash bag. But there's a number of different examples like this. There's one that's got a yellow cape like this. Mine, I think, has the red cape. But these are very rare. These are very rare. And according to the gentleman that gave this to me, Carlos, he said that these were given away as party favors back in the 1980s to Mexican children during birthday parties. So I don't know if that's the story, but they are very cool. This one was listed for $800 plus $25 shipping at auction, and it did sell. This was graded by CAS. It was graded 60 grade. But this was an amazing item that I received as a gift, from a channel supporter, and these are very cool items and very hard to find. So anyway, if you liked all this kind of market information and you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, and make sure to comment below, and you will be automatically entered to win this Lili Ledy made in Mexico Logray, graded 75 plus by CAS. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.